carry a firearm all my adult life. The first thing I will do is tell the officer I have a loaded firearm in this vehicle, and I have a license to carry. And it just when you approach it that way, it's amazing that the way they will respond. Now, it doesn't mean there aren't a few bad apples. There are, but that's not the majority. The 99.9%.
Bullshit.
7 Brew. Happy to show you out on the subject happens from 7 Brew.
Hey, XZ.
Sean Hannity next up for Sean's Conservative Solutions.
Get it out. Snow melted today. Windy and dry.
Are you ready to own your own
A
business?
little bit warm. Got up to 45 today. Warmest day this week.
Is looking to open 50 new locations this year. You could be the exclusive Mr. Sandless owner right where you live. Mr. Sandless uses a wet refinishing process that delivers beautiful floors without the mess and cost of traditional sanding. Mr. Sandless has already refinished more than 150 million square feet of wood floors with no sanding and nothing to clean up.
Oh, yeah, last week. I know it's been a while since it's streamed. But yeah, last week I did. Almost ready for another one. Too many gaps in my streaming, even though we're doing okay. I think we're at what, 45? Well, we were at 45 now. It just dropped to 44. But yeah, it got warm today. Windy though. So I got to run out to Green Defiance first, drop off a laptop, then run out to Green Springs, drop off a laptop and a phone, and we'll decide from there whether I want to grab a bite to eat before I DoorDash or not. I got to be up early tomorrow though because I got an eye appointment at the VA at 8 o'clock. Or 8:30. Let me double check. Check my calendar. Of course, it's not on my calendar. Why isn't it on my calendar? The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need. The appointment, there it is. It's at 8:30. Yeah, I would appreciate Rumble. We need the hours on Rumble.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart and other fine stores.
Yeah, I've been lazy for most of the week this week, so.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies.
I do have a new timed message though on a program called Buy Me a Coffee. Thought it was perfect for me. I saw it on someone else's stream. I said, I got to get that. Yeah.
To decode the forces shaping today and defining tomorrow. When global power fractures, the markets start to swing. When tech leaps ahead.
Yeah, it was early this morning. They moved him to hospice yesterday, and then he passed early this morning. So at least he didn't have to spend too much time in hospice. Hey, JB. Good to see you, bud. Got a moment? Pop over to Rumble. Just say hi in chat. I'm up to 15 unique chatters. I still need 5 more unique chatters. My loss. You don't know who Scott Adams is?
We've been waiting for this time to occur, and she got confirmed in the U.S. Senate, and she is now the director of the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy.
Scott Adams is the conservative commentator on locals. Yeah, the Dilbert guy. That's him. That'd be him. You're unique. We're all unique in our own ways. In our own unique ways.
I've asked her numerous times, would you like us to take out the cartels? No, 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 Mr. President. No, 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 please. So we have to do something because we lost. The real number is 300,000 people, in my opinion. I'd like to say 100,000. 100,000 is a lot of people, but the real number is 300,000 people, and we lost it to drugs, and they come in through the southern border, mostly the southern border. Plenty come in through Canada too, by the way, in case you don't know. But they come in through the southern border, and something's going to have to be done with Mexico.
And so that was the president on Fox and Friends. Sarah Carter, the new drug czar, will join us at the top of the hour. That's all straight ahead. 800-941-SEAN is the number. You want to be a part of the program. By the way, congratulations to our partners, Burner, BYRNA.com. Please look at their videos.
Stardust, yeah.
They were recently ranked number 10 on Forbes' list.
Dashes and stuff, you know.
Small cap American companies in 2025. A recognition earned by solving real problems for real people. Now, the FBI statistics last year, we have numbers for 2022. Less than 0.01% of all altercations require a lethal response. Now, you do need that. And if, God forbid, somebody's trying to kill you, you're going to need a lethal response, okay? But this new technology of Burner, they have powerful deterrents. You have non-lethal options like tear gas, pepper spray, kinetic rounds. You can hit a target 60 feet away, incapacitate.
Thanks, bud. Thanks for popping in. Drop a like before you leave if you could.
There's a reason why 500 government
appreciate
agencies, police departments,
it helps the algorithm and shit.
Have adopted the technology of Burner. Now they have the new compact launcher, very easy to conceal carry. You won't attract unnecessary attention. It's the smallest to date, 4 inches long, 2 smartphones thick, and every one of these launchers are hand assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Anyway, look at the videos, decide for yourself. This should be part of your personal.
I should try and go to the Burna factory just to see if they have like a tour there. It's not far from my house. Like an hour and a half at the most. It's only like 40 minutes from Defiance. Oh, come on now. You ain't going to be able to speed up fast enough, so I'm swinging out on you. Yeah, I would love to. That sun's bright. That sun is bright.
gets you cash back every time you get gas. That's right, you can earn real cash back with upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
Makes sense every time I fill up. I've already made around $200-$300.
You really gas your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earned from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now.
Oh man, this sounds great.
Buy gas. Use promo code PROMO25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right? You pay, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PROMO25.
Well, if you're gonna pass me, do it past me, because I'm about to get over for this truck.
That's code PROMO25.
Come on now.
25 cents per gallon bonus. My dad passed away at the age of 63. He was very healthy.
Man,
There's no medical exam, no blood test, just a follow-up question. 10 minutes. Covered your family. Let's go. You get $2 million coverage for $2 a day. That's a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old couple down spoken. We like to talk about death in our culture, but everyone's going to die. You're going to die. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/Slater. Rates and vary below monthly. Ethos.com/Slater. Conservative principles live here. American consumers will take the American jobs. They can make buying a car much more affordable for countless American families. So save. This is Sirius XM Patriot Channel 125.
Nationwide protests in Iran have surpassed 2,000 people, according to an unofficial tally. It's not seen in Iran for decades. Speaking with reporters, Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullins says Iran's leaders should not ignore President Trump's post about help being on the way.
The president made it very clear if you're killing the innocent or simply protesting, that he'll come to the rescue. And the president doesn't bluff, but it's always on his.
how much are you obligated to show, though? That's the thing. I would look into that first.
Which has been accurate in previous unrest in recent years, gave the latest death toll. A handful of Senate Republicans object to the Trump administration's criminal
Ask your
investigation.
advisor or counselor or whoever, what you're obligated to disclose.
Expressed serious reservations, including Senator Tom Tillis, who called it a weaponization of the Justice Department. He also said that he would oppose any of the president's Fed nominees until the investigation is resolved. Senator Lisa Murkowski called it nothing more than an attempt at coercion, and Senator Dave McCormick said he doesn't think Fed Chair Powell is guilty of criminal activity. Ray Clugston, Washington.
The Supreme Court seems likely to uphold state laws barring men from playing on women's school athletic teams. Lower courts ruled for the transgender athletes in Idaho and West Virginia who challenged the state bans, but the conservative-dominated Supreme Court gave no indication after more than 3 hours of arguments Tuesday that it would follow suit. On Wall Street,
trying to figure why I can't.
398 points. The Nasdaq dropped 24. The S&P 500 lower by 13. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is Dennis Prager for AmFed Coin and Bullion. There's something about the feel of gold coin in your hand and the way the light reflects off its intricate details that has always captivated me. Nick Grovich, AmFed's owner, turned that same passion into his livelihood. Nick began collecting coins as a teen, and that interest grew into a nationally respected business offering only the finest quality coins at the most competitive prices. But the truth is that although Nick is a rare coin dealer, he doesn't believe in rare coins. Rare coins do not make sound investments, but they do make dealers a lot of money. See, that's part of what I respect about him.
Ah, my God, it's great.
Buying forming numismatic coins and turning them into gold or silver investments that provide liquidity and perform competitively against the market. Whether you're buying or selling, call 800-221-7694. That's 800-221-7694. American Federal.
Well, how often does she recheck that though? That's there's rules to all that, so I don't know. I don't want to get you in trouble, but I would make sure that she's not overstepping, you know.
Taxpayers should cover the cost of those centers.
Would never let you get in trouble.
Opposition in some towns where they want to locate. In Wisconsin, Microsoft has encountered hurdles but promises minimal environmental impact. Smith insists on private funding for electricity improvements and says Microsoft remains committed to its carbon negative goals. Rich Thomason,
Some reasons it's not popping
Noise
in.
authorities have announced legal action against Elon Musk's social media platform X and its AI unit XAI.
Oh,
They
this is
accuse
Google
the companies
Calendar.
of failing
That's
to
why.
ensure user safety with their Grok chatbot. Grok has faced criticism for generating manipulated images, including explicit content. News and analysis at townhall.com.
That's
Hi, I'm Todd Kinchin, retired NFL wide receiver. I've spent my life learning what it takes to win, preparation, consistency, and the right team behind you. Before True Trade, trading was stressful. I'd second guess every move, lose sleep, and feel like I was constantly chasing the
like I said, I just don't want you to be
discovered True Trade. Their AI-driven platform does the heavy lifting for
made to
you.
do something you don't have to do,
System
you
that
know.
works anywhere, anytime. And here's what makes True Trade different. When you download the True Trade app and sign up, they'll guarantee to fund each of your trading accounts with $50,000 or more in trading capital and no service fees for 12 months. So you can start building passive income without risking your own money or spending years trying to learn the market. To take advantage of our offer and secure your $50,000 in funding, download the True Trade app today to get started. That's TRUTRADE. True Trade, where technology earns for you. See terms. Individual results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. Invest wisely. Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Your elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify. He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate investors.
That's the rumor I'm hearing. I don't know if he's actually done or if he's just done with Steelers. I'm sure he'll take a couple months to figure it out. Oh, I need to add that buy me a coffee on the Linktree too. I got to remember to do that. Maybe put it in my Streamlabs.
To me, it's the most horrifying part. Why does ICE agent have a gun? The actions of ICE, they are unconstitutional, unlawful, they are cruel.
I mean, I think he would make a very good like QB coach or even like an offensive coach, but I don't know, man. If he would even want to, you know, he's made plenty of money. Doing pretty well financially, anyway. I'm thinking he'll just be like going to commentators or something like that. Kind of do the Tom Brady thing. A lot more money in that. Definitely, he would have a lot of good insight. I bet he's better than Terry Bradshaw anymore. I swear, man. Listening to him. Oof. I think he needs to retire. I love Terry Bradshaw, but he's man, he can barely even talk anymore. And he's on there every Sunday, all day.
Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's great to be back. It's great to be confirmed. And it's even better working for the greatest president in U.S. history, in my opinion. There's never been a time in modern political history where we've had a president that says what he says, means what he says, is bold and decisive, is changing the trajectory, the geopolitical trajectory of our planet, has brought back the focus to the Western Hemisphere. I have to agree with you wholeheartedly, and of course with Secretary Marco Rubio. I think he explained it quite well. It's putting America.
Sky looks nice.
As we look at what is happening in our hemisphere.
This guy's doing 69 in the fast lane of 70.
So many times, Sean, on the show, when we've been out on the border, we've been reporting to the American people, and now as the U.S. drug czar, there is no greater threat to the American people, to our children, to our families, than these narco-terrorist organizations that have operated with impunity, particularly under the Biden administration, even under the Obama administration. We have a president now that has shown that it will no longer happen. I stand directly by his side. We are going to be a hammer. These people will not sleep another restful night. They will be awake.
What's up, Midwest?
Wondering when the hammer is
Good to see you, buddy.
Because of what they've done to our country and to our children. So I just wanted to say thank you for having me back on the show. You're the first. Right now, this is it. I haven't done any other media. I've come on the show because you and I worked so diligently in the past together, and I know how much you care about the American people, and I want you to know that I am working day and night, and for the last 8 months, I've been working day and night to ensure that the president's national strategy is effective and that we can implement it, and we'll be releasing that strategy actually in February alongside the president.
Good. Hop over to Rumble. Say hi. Let me make sure you're up to date on your gifted stuff.
And they're in the hundreds on a daily basis that are dying from these drug overdoses, this poison, this evil that people have been profiting on. And I think one of the best ways to do it is to go directly to the source. I think it also is, there's another side of it. How do you combat addiction issues? But more importantly, for $10, these.
Good to know. I didn't know you were back on the road. Were you streaming? I didn't see any alerts.
Fentanyl, for example, that could kill every American 10 times over. And I know you've been there. You've been in interdictions. You've been there when these drug busts are taking place. I've been down the border. I went to a drug warehouse once. I mean, the biggest warehouse I've ever been in. And it just reeks of high heaven. It just stinks. But more importantly, I mean, Lord is stealing. I mean, this is what they were able to confiscate. And those that include everything that gets through. And it causes this horrible, cycle of addiction and death.
You're absolutely right. And we felt it personally in our own lives with my children, friends. We've had two actual fentanyl poisoning deaths. One in my son's high school.
Hey, come socks. What's up?
A close friend of my son. Another was my son-in-law's a very close friend after graduating from college. And what I want to warn everybody in the audience.
Midwest sent you. Oh, he must be streaming then. Shit. He sent you.
Your children and family members. These cartels are lacing everything. We have seen fentanyl in cocaine.
I didn't even know he was live.
It's the pills that are sitting on the street. Sean, this is not about overdose deaths. This is about poisoning. The
you're not streaming? Okay.
All that time in Central America or traveled on the border in Mexico or went to the to interview the prisoners there in El Salvador. I did that because I knew and I believed, and I spent the last 25 years of my life.
Get your Rumble wallet up going.
Working in Afghanistan.
I'll send you some Bitcoin.
The terrorist organizations, which, by the way, use the same money that they make from selling illegal and illicit drugs.
Come sucks. If you have a Rumble channel, please pop over and just say hi. Click on the link.
I've seen it with my own eyes, and I did this because I believe the American people, and I do to this very moment, deserve to know the truth. And they know. And when I meet with families, angel families, last week I actually just met with Sam Chapman, who is
check my coffee.
Sammy's Law right now.
Did you send me something? You don't have to, dude. That's not for you. I appreciate it if you did. Let me see.
For our lawmakers and funders who spoke at the RNC, who watch her child every single day that I meet a family member. And my door is
I don't know where to check that. I'm sorry, I don't. Oh, I know where.
And I see that willing.
It takes a minute to come through, I guess. Oh, Minnie, did you get that email I sent you from Bakersfield? Oh, thanks, brother. I appreciate it. You didn't have to, man. I appreciate that.
And the evil of addiction, and you listen to the pain and their stories. I don't think these parents will ever be the same again. And it's happening all across the country. We're losing hundreds of Americans a day.
We have lost. I want to put this in perspective, Sean. We lose 22 of all classes
Rumble Studio.
Children a week. We have lost 500 up to 500.
That's not Rumble. That's not the Rumble app. That's Rumble Studio.
Last 5 years.
That's why.
5 years, which is more than what we've lost in lives.
Should be the white icon.
Think about the magnitude of this. And yes, there is addiction, and look, we want to make it easier. We're focused both on the supply and the demand side, right? Here at the Office of National Drug Control Policy, we're focused on both sides. We want to make it easier for people to get treatment and to get a fill off.
Oh, no worries.
That's what we want. We want to make it easier for them to find treatment.
Yeah, that's the Rumble Studio.
But we are also here to say
that's why.
This is changing the trajectory. He is saying you are no longer allowed to operate with impunity in our hemisphere. We have a Secretary of State that is.
Hey, 357. Good to see you, brother. Let's see if you got your. So you need one. Hang in here for a minute. Let me hook you up.
You are no longer able to operate with impunity because it's not just about addiction, Sean. It's about
hooking motherfuckers up today.
We are watching our adversaries as well. We can see it in Mexico. Look, we're watching what cartels are doing in Mexico. As status that President Trump has sent a very clear message to the Mexican cartels. This is not just about Venezuela and Maduro. This is about you too. And we're going to come and get you as well. You are not going to be immune to the wrath of the United States. So every time that I talk to a family member or I meet a mother or a father, I can make that promise.
See if I open up the app if it tells me.
They know that we're not just words anymore. This isn't a check the box for me, and you know that.
Oh, I got an alert here. Eggsy became a supporter. Thanks, brother. You don't need to do that though. I appreciate it. I don't know how much they take, so let me figure it out before you send any more. I don't want them. If they take too much, we'll just stick with the regular donations. I'm gonna post it on X. Just got my first coffee.
That we are here to fight for them, that we're here to stand alongside them. And if there is anybody out there that is listening that is involved in selling this poison on our streets, involved in delivering that poison from overseas, I'm Sarah Carter. I am the drug czar, and I promise you that this president is going to hunt you down and bring you to justice. We are no longer going to allow you to operate with impunity. So get ready. Your days are numbered. It is over.
Oh, really? It's got usually it's a Gmail address, but yeah. that sucks.
And they show police enforcement action as well. I mean, it's been very well done. But the saddest part of all this, you watch these drug dealers, and they purposely will put in fentanyl, giving what's known, they call it a hot shot, because addicts apparently want the most effective drug, and it's almost guaranteed to cause an overdose or death. And that, for addicts, in some cases, is appealing. And then they'll seek out that specific brand of whatever the drug is that they're shooting up. I mean, this is madness. This is like evil.
There you go.
Well, it's a tragedy, Sean. You're absolutely right. It is the embodiment of evil. I'll never forget it. When I met Heidi Riggs, her daughter Maren Riggs passed away from heroin, and she was only 20 years old, and it was devastating.
Major golf game.
The family at the time that their daughter was just this beautiful, wonderful.
I thought you were being sarcastic.
All-around American girl, sport, left sport.
He knows that part. He just doesn't know which email he used to log into it.
And I'll never forget what her mother.
No, just keep trying different emails. Eventually, you'll figure out which one it is, and then you can switch back and forth between accounts.
She said, "Mom, could you please, with tears in her eyes, get it out of me? Just make it."
Yeah, just keep trying different emails. I'd go through all my most commonly used Gmail accounts first, But yeah, I've got so many because I create a new one for every job location that I do work for, so I understand they can get complicated. Wish you could. If I was doing this with OBS and Rumble Studio, I'd be able to, or with Streamlabs and Rumble Studio, I'd be able to have an alert widget pop up whenever you did that. Thanks for the donation. They have monthly things too. Oh wow, I can set up a bunch of stuff. That's cool. Yeah, trucking with Grinder. That's it. Oh, you both need one. Found your way in though. So I'm just going to run in here at this facility, just say howdy to everybody, and then I'll be right back out. I just got to run in and drop off a laptop for one of the new group facilitators. Both would be hilarious. All right, man. You gonna fucking get in the road or no? You gonna hit the brakes? Yeah, that's how you fucking get in the fucking road, dumbass. Gave you fucking plenty of room to merge in. And you hit the brakes. Gay Swedish conga line.
At Lindsay, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. Dumbass. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com. Hi there, I'm Stu Sakowitz.
So yeah, I've been working all day setting up a bunch of laptops and shit.
I'm a licensed professional, and if you're struggling with foot pain or plantar fasciitis, you need to call me
for my driving
consultation. I even answer my own phone, 866-443-7463. They're $99, and if I can't make the pain go away,
it pays off to be a lifetime member. You don't have to pay monthly fees that way. Yeah, from here, Green Springs is a really long run, but I'll be on the clock, so I'm not sweating it. On the clock and getting mileage, so fuck it. No, you don't have to enter a card number. You don't have to enter a card number. If you want to continue, don't worry about it. Just ignore that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, others driving. Yeah. You don't have to enter shit. Pink. Shit pink. That's if you wanted to just continue it. Don't you just ignore that shit. People get scared of it when they see that shit. You accepted it, and you already got your badge. So.
Check out the RV Resort and Vacation Rental Market, the best real estate play in the market today.
All right, cool. Everybody's got their badge. Is there anybody in here without one? No? Sweet. All right, I got to check one thing before I go in. Double check the door code for this office I'm dropping this shit off in. The way I don't look silly and have to ask. 888-307-1685. Let's see. Door codes. Don't wait. Go to resortpropertiesgroup.com. Resortpropertiesgroup.com. All right, be right back.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2. And you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbee, Rob Fitterty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
Hi, this is professional golfer Marco Marin. When it came to building my personal putting green, I called Celebrity Greens, the leader in customized synthetic golf greens. Celebrity Greens designed an amazing backyard green for me and a synthetic lawn area for my dogs that looks and acts just like natural grass. You can't beat Celebrity Greens' attention to detail and exceptional customer service. Learn how to create a championship putting green in your backyard.
All right. All right, let me send a message out here. Oh, I just got an email about it. 9:20 it came. Yeah, I did get an alert that you sent that to me. Thanks a lot, Eggsy. Let me see. Well, first let's map out our next stop. Saved. Returning.
Increase this time of year. Why the 4 hours of darkness? It's that simple. Now, there are instances these people want to kill you. These people are whacked out on drugs. They want to kill you. They'll kill you for $10. It's insane. And you don't want to be a crime statistic, and you won't be if you prepare and train for your personal safety and protection, not only for you, but for your loved ones, for your business, for your employees. If you have not already come up with a personal safety security plan for 2026, please begin your search at 6 Hour. That is the brand that I trust. They have a 270-year history of precision, craftsmanship, quality, reliability. And that's why 6 Hour is the choice of our men and women in the military, the U.S. military. And the 6 Hour P365 is the most popular, best-selling concealed carry pistol on the market today. It is the one I carry every single day. You can go to 6hour.com/Hannity. Go there today.
All right, let's check this.
Give you a list of dealers where you live. You can try one out for yourself. It is easy to conceal carry. It's easy to shoot. By the way, they're all assembled in beautiful Live Free or Die, New Hampshire. About 4,000 employees, many retired military. And I'm just telling you, it's an amazing firearm, and they have other amazing products. Take control of your personal and family safety. Don't be a crime
What the what?
statistic. Go to 6hour.com/Hannity. That's SIGSAUER.com/Hannity. And you'll get a discount and a list of dealers where you live. Quick break, right back. More of your phone calls coming up.
All right. We're good to go. One more message I got to send out before I'm driving.
Every business is asking the same
Did
question.
I post that or not already?
Should I work for us? The possibilities are endless, and guessing is too risky. But sitting on the sidelines is not an option, because one thing is almost certain. Your competitors are already making their move. No more waiting. With NetSuite.
Shit. Did it not go through? Oh, I hit post. Well, I'm going to resend this too. Hey, Missy. Got to fix something here. All right, let's see if it'll post it this time. There it goes. They went through that time. There we go. Flash the secretaries. What are we getting into in this chat? What happened to my radio?
Medical services, equestrian facilities, and a true golf cart lifestyle. Also available, the final 3 to 7 acre ranch lots. And coming soon, private airplane hangars. Fly in or drive in. Just don't wait. Visit theconlandinfo.com or 855-LAND-100. That's 855-LAND-100. See if you qualify for Albert Instant Advance. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription is required for Instant Advance. Please see the Albert app or albert.com for subscription pricing. Subscriptions can be canceled at any time.
car repair bill, I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money. Have you tried the Albert app? You can get up to a $1,000 advance fast to pay for car repairs, bills, rent, groceries, whatever you need. Plus, Albert can help you find ways to save and give you a custom budget to actually grow your
All right. Well, he's on the road. That's one good thing to roll out. Right. If he's not going to answer, this guy's not going to answer me. I'm just going to go. Vogue him. So is everybody in here? We gotta. Everybody's got a fucking badge. Sweet. Yeah, it'd been a while. I know. I was doing a lot of remote work. I should have done a couple streams from the house, but I had to commemorate those Scott Adams. Good man. Oh, I need to hang on. I need to clean off my backup camera, especially if I'm going to do some DoorDash. It's covered in salt. Much better. Geo cuck. Who's the cuck? Oh my God. Eggsy. Well, the she was of service. This guy's flying up to this red light. Man, Eggsy. Mr. Information. I love it.
Bypass your device's security and push in messaging. And if you get a suspicious message, never ever click on any link.
So yeah, I'm an hour and a half from Green Springs, so it's gonna have me take some country roads too. So hopefully we stay connected. Be nice though not to have to take the turnpike. Dilbert, yeah, with a D. He was he did a nice conservative coffee with Scott Adams on Locals every morning. I used to watch it every fucking morning before Watching the Watchers came on. Dude, stream when you want to stream. All these people watch you too. I don't care. I back into the channel, but use your feeding of the unhoused. So as long as you just tell people to pop in here once in a while, I appreciate it. You know, I'll just do the little. We need to adjust that the Streamlabs thing though about the what it says about the poker and all that crap. And I want them coming to Rumble. But anyway. No, it's still. I've never seen the TV show. I always watch the cartoon, the comic strip rather. I actually got a couple of books of his comic strips. I respect the hell out of you too, Mitty. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate you asking. Like I said, every time I see you live, when I go live, I tell people to pop over there. I'd appreciate the same, just so I can get the unique chats and rumble. Yeah, we do, 357. I agree. I agree. And a chance of democracy or not. That's what the choice is. I always got good streaming numbers whenever I did those too. I don't know why I don't do it that much anymore. I guess. Are you in favor of that?
I'm in favor of them destroying themselves.
Answer my question. Are you? Because right now mass slaughter is going on. Mass slaughter. President Trump saying help is on the way. Do you think the president is wrong to help stop mass slaughter?
It's not mass slaughter. They are evil people killing evil people. Okay.
Okay. I don't think innocent people that are that want freedom are evil. I think the people have been oppressed by a Islamo-fascist regime, and they're being slaughtered. And I'm asking you, should we just, as a world, just stand back and let them get slaughtered? It sounds to me like your answer is yes, you believe we should not get involved. They should be slaughtered.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. So you support the mass slaughter, and we shouldn't lift a finger to help them.
It's not mass slaughter. It's what
it is mass slaughter.
12,000 people.
Look at the videos. I'll show them on TV tonight. Open your eyes. Don't lie. The difference between a quagmire, and I'm the first to say that we could never, ever go back to a situation like Iraq or Afghanistan. We just can't. And that's not what the Trump doctrine calls for. The Trump doctrine, take out ISIS, take out Soleimani, take out Baghdadi, mother of all bombs in Afghanistan, take out Iran's nuclear sites. And now the president is telling the freedom fighters, the people that want freedom and want to get rid of this Islamo-fascist regime, he's being very clear that help is on the way. And you're saying let them die and don't lift a finger.
Persian women are beautiful. They shouldn't be covered up.
With an opportunity for a free and fair government that is not like this repressive.
I know you do that, Mitty. I appreciate it too.
Better off keeping the Ayatollahs that have been the number one.
Like I said, that's all I ask.
And threaten not only Israel but America. Which do you think would be better?
Sean, can you let me talk now?
Which do you think would be better? If you'll answer the question, yeah, then you can talk.
Israel went in to Gaza to get the Hamas. Everybody was calling that's mass murder. That's genocide. You answer my question. Was that mass murder? Was that genocide?
No. That was called self-defense.
What's the difference?
Because the difference is they attacked.
Of those Iranian protesters have been executed already.
Town in particular had been hit with 10,000 rockets in 10 years. Died in a day. What would you want them to do to the country?
Oh, I know he is. He is awesome. That's for sure. Well, let me switch my background a little bit. So whenever it does go out, you guys will see the indoctrination thing in the background.
And they've been defending themselves.
But why is the world calling all this mass murder, the Jews are mass murdering?
Because anti-Semitism is running rampant around the world. Do you not open your eyes? Do you not read?
There you go. Anti-Semitism. That's my
anti-Semitism is institutionalized among some people.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying about anti-Semitism. Everybody hates the Jew, but when it comes,
not everybody hates the Jewish people. I don't. Many Americans don't. The biggest supporters of Israel are evangelical Christians and that believe in the Judeo-Christian ethic, the founding principles of this country. Look, you can turn a blind eye and say, oh, okay. And now, let me ask you a question. Did the world wait too long to stop Adolf Hitler? Did the world wait too long?
Of course they did. They waited way too long.
Okay. But why would we not learn from history? Why would we not learn?
Because it's a different enemy. They are an enemy of the world. Okay.
They're the #1 state sponsor of terror, and using no forever wars, surgical strikes, no boots on the ground, and giving aid and comfort and support to freedom fighters is something that I think is worthwhile and would make the world a safer place. Taking out their nuclear sites made the world a safer place. Taking out the converter ISIS caliphate made the world a safer place. Taking out Soleimani made the world a safer place. And meanwhile, your attitude is let them die. It's sad. I gotta go.
Zach Band Mysteries.
People say just let innocent people die. Why does that irritate me to no end?
Not sure.
That just bothers me.
That was a weird call, I have to say. I'm like, if anybody should understand the plight of the oppressed, you would think somebody who's like, I'm Jewish.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
here for the Jewish people. I believe in the plight. I'm like, okay. So you don't hate the Iranian people. You hate the IRGC and the clerics that are out of their minds. These people are desperate for freedom.
I mean, women getting beaten and even put to death if they don't dress the right way, and
or they wear lipstick, or they send. They cheated. That's all nuts.
Nuts. I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you.
Exactly.
It's amazing. Hollywood's there attacking ICE. ICE is enforcing the laws of the land. They've ignored the slaughter in Iran. Where are all the Free Palestine protesters? What about the Free the Iranian People protesters? I played hockey as a kid, and every single day we played hockey, or whatever sport we were playing, we fought every single day. Did you see this? Did you see the story about these 8-year-olds brawling? They're looking into the incident. The Hershey owners expressed disapproval of the conduct that put participants at risk. Youth hockey organizations are looking into a brawl involving an under squad from Pennsylvania that was playing a scrimmage on Saturday. And anyway, the competition, Mites on Ice, it's called, and for at least a minute, the video that was shared on social media, the kids continued fighting with no apparent intervention by coaches or referee or officials. In one clip, people in the stands could be heard cheering, particularly when a goalie delivered a hard hit to an opponent, who was tussling with one of the goalie's teammates. And does not reflect the values of sport or standards we expect from
part of hockey.
Listen, I go to hockey games. I used to, when I was in New York, I go to Rangers and Islanders games. Now I'm a Florida Panthers fan. I have been. I'm all Florida now. I'm done with New York. It's fun. And when a fight breaks out, crowd loves it. I love it. Why are we at this point? Just don't. It's a part of the sport. Don't ruin hockey. Leave hockey alone. And part of hockey is fighting. And part of young kids playing is they like to mimic the people they look up to, the pros. I love the Broad Street Bullies back in the day. Your old stomping grounds, the territory there.
Listen, the Flyers first of all, and I know that Katie and Jason and Ethan, we talk about this a lot in the studio, is Philly fans are tough. Pennsylvania people are tough. We're not raising weak little kids. My kids are all in UFC.
Really? It's 5:45.
We have a rule in the house, which is you don't hit first, but you hit last. If somebody hits you, you hit them back, you knock them out. Now, hockey is known as a brawler type of sport. It just is. Now, I don't know that I would let them fight for a minute as 8-year-olds because it's different as grown men and hockey being a professional sport, and that's a choice you make, and they're kicking the crap out of each other, fine. But as 8-year-olds, I'd probably be a little bit nervous just because they're kiddos. But by the same token, I don't think it needs to be looked into. You just tell your kids have good sportsmanship. is not the status quo. Keep it moving. To have an investigation, do you not have better things to do? Really? I don't know.
Absolutely. Wrote that comment suggesting ICE agents were violent criminals. Probably got yelled at by ABC Disney. You know, Bill Barr laughed at these idiots at the Golden Globes wearing these good pins. And, you know, this is what the left does all the time, this virtue signaling nonsense. What about, did they ever wear a Lincoln Riley pin? A Jocelyn Montgomery pin? Did they ever wear a Rachel Morin pin? I doubt it. I mean, it's just pathetic. They're so selective in what they're outraged about. You know, has anybody ever spoken up about the Minnesota synagogue arson? By the way, the kid responsible, you know, was turned in by his father, worked for his father. Unreal. Teen chart.
Sometimes, for every $1 a man makes doing a job, a woman might only get 70 cents doing the same thing. That's not fair. We got to fight to make it fair. Because a woman, she's only useless 1 week out of the month. That's 25% of the time. She should get 75 cents on every dollar. We have to fight for her nickel. Agree. Anyone ruling I agree with. It's a terrible thing to say. I'm only kidding. I think women should get the same money as men, but I also wish you could stand up on stage next to me and watch me tell that joke. Because there are some pissed off looks on the women's faces. And I'm never sure if they're all pissed off because the wage gap thing or just because there's too much math in what I'm saying and they can't understand me. But either way, I nailed it. I did it. Everybody's mad. That is full anger. If you had something, you would just throw it at me right now. But you probably missed because you're a girl. And that's now it's the end. That joke had a full spot on it. But it is over now. That's all it is. Sometimes, for every $1 a man makes doing a job.
Oh, that was good. Buddy of mine just sent me that. I gotta give him a laugh emoji for it. Oh. 1 mile. I think I got time to get around this guy. Right. I don't like that whenever I cut off one audio, the other one doesn't kick back on.
Memories with other family members all year long and put smiles on people's faces. They hand digitize over 12 different types of analog media, whether it's VHS tapes, camcorders, tapes, Super 8mm film reels, photos.
I don't know why my chat on Rumble's not keeping up. It's frozen. That's why.
Generation iPhones, they can save everything. And then you'll know that generations from now, you'll know that your future generations will know what you look like and sounded like. I'd love to be able to go back in time and see my family's history. Anyway, save it in perpetuity. It's a gift for the whole family. Right now, 55%.
Well, it looks like I'm still streaming, but what I see on Rumble is frozen, so I'm just going to close the app and reopen it, so it may disconnect me for a second. Be right back.
The most dangerous man in America.
Fees, no obligations.
Back.
I don't know, for your life insurance when you with Abacus. Learn more at
Glasses.
You still thinking job change in the new year? Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy. IT,
There we go.
cybersecurity, maybe even AI. That's what I did. Really? No. Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you can start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there too to level up.
We back.
Classes online or on campus? Both. Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Yeah, it was just like, luckily I had my secondary phone. Still, the chat was still showing. I didn't even look up and notice that the streaming phone wasn't even showing anything. Literally frozen.
I like it too. Newsmax has been.
We're back. Going to fight to see if the hockey game breaks up. Yeah, I have not been to a single fucking walleye game this year. That's crazy. I've been so busy. This bar business trying to get this going.
Rob Schmidt, Carl Higby, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about fake.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at what the weather's supposed to be. Let me take a peek here.
Find out why Newsmax is the fastest growing news channel in America. Make the switch.
And tomorrow, yep, it does say snow. High of 39 though, so I don't know when it's supposed to snow. Let me see.
And download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start.
It's gonna get down to 36 tonight.
You stand with Newsmax. It's for real news.
Tomorrow, high of 39.
Make the switch today.
Hi, I'm Sherry Harris on North Life Source.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get cold tomorrow night though.
Never been more apparent. That is why
maybe some snow on Friday and Saturday too. It says.
Their essential home appliance. No regular maintenance and no worry. We build, install, and stand behind every system.
Oh wow, it's gonna get fucking cold, man. Yeah, after Friday's gonna be the high, 35, and then like teens until next Thursday.
Wesley Financial Group is no longer. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare?
Oh wow, that's crazy.
It was a great investment. That's a lot. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1.
I haven't been to a Red Wings game all year. I've been watching a lot of them on the tubes, but.
Timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation. Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-475-1818. That's 800.
Highs of the teens. That's crazy.
Attention investors, profits from your investment portfolio need protection. We all know stocks and equities don't just go up. At some point, a market correction takes place. You want to protect and profit, right? Check out the RV resort and vacation rental market. The best real estate play in the market today. It's good economic times, even better in any downturn. And something that can protect and generate profits to you. Go to resortpropertiesgroup.com to learn more. That's resortpropertiesgroup.com. Talk to the experts about how to use your IRA, self-directed IRAs, and 401k plans. Go to resortpropertiesgroup.com or call now 888-307-1685. That's 888-307-1685. Early callers qualify for a free week stay at one of our affiliated resorts. Don't wait. Go to resortpropertiesgroup.com.
Well, I had snow yesterday, but it melted today. Got up to 45 today. It all melted away. All we had was a dusting yesterday, though, from the night before, from Sunday night.
Charles Payne tonight, Janine Pirro, the argument before the Supreme Court, men and women's sports. The AG of West Virginia will join us. Also, Riley Gaines, Kristen Sinema tonight, and James Comer. The DVR tonight, 9 Eastern on Fox. We'll see you then. Back here tomorrow. Thank you for making this show possible. And our prayers for the people that want freedom in Iran.
I think the wifey's on her way home.
You check your 401k, shake your head and wonder, is this
we might have been even with each other for a little while there on the Anthony Wayne Trail Highway there.
It's just not realistic. And the idea of losing money because of one bad decision, that's enough to keep most people on the sidelines. That's why True Trade was created, to give you a smarter, simpler way to trade. True Trade's automated system takes emotion out of the equation, using technology that trades for you, even while you're living your life. And here's what makes True Trade.
I've driven through Milwaukee, but I've never spent any significant time there.
Each of your trading accounts with $50,000 or more in trading.
I've come home from the UP coming down through Wisconsin and around Lake Michigan rather than when the bridge has been shut down. We were up there hunting one year, and they shut the bridge down because of the high winds. They said it was going to be closed for a couple of days, so we just came down through Green Bay and Wisconsin and Milwaukee, through Chicago, around Lake Michigan. Yeah, we're going to have lows in the single digits coming up after Friday.
And this is how many Search Kings has. Search Kings has over 50
You and your Texican heat.
Google reviews. No wonder Google hand-selected Search Kings as a Google Premier partner. You want to stand out where your customers are online?
Yeah, because the only other thing you could do is there's a ferry there too. But when you have everybody during hunting season, you have the population of the UP quadruples during hunting season. So when you got, a million people trying to cross the bridge at the same time, and the bridge is closed, and the ferries only hold, 100 or so cars, because they don't use them that much anymore with the bridge being there. I mean, they keep them on reserve all the time and ready to go, but most of the ferries are across Lake Michigan now rather than the Mackinac Straits. So when that happens, they do move those ferries up to the Mackinac Straits, but it doesn't happen that often. Now they don't close the bridge that much anymore. What they'll do is they'll do a single lane, and they'll do a truck escort.
The Republican-controlled committee's attempts for them to testify as legally invalid. Oversight Committee Chair James Comer has questions for the Clintons.
Jeffrey Epstein, this is one of 17 times while Bill Clinton was president.
Comer was asked if President Trump should testify.
He answers questions every day.
Comer says he'll begin contempt of Congress proceedings next week against Bill and Hillary Clinton. Ed Donahue, Washington.
The Pentagon is embracing Elon Musk's AI technology, correspondent Julie Walker reports.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced.
Didn't what's his name go to prison for like a couple months over that contempt of Congress shit? I would so love to see a fucking mugshot of fucking Bill and Hillary.
Hegseth making the announcement Monday at Musk's SpaceX company in Texas as part of a push to integrate as much military data as possible into the developing technology. I'm Julie Walker.
Activists say the death toll from nationwide protests.
I used to watch Ryan Hall all the time. I'm just kind of he throws too much. He's been throwing too much politics into it. He did all last summer, man. I got sick of it.
Which has been accurate in previous unrest in recent years, gave the latest toll.
You're a weather guy, man. Stick to weather.
More than 2 weeks of protests were protesters. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 398 points. The Nasdaq dropped 24. The S&P lower by 23.
Yeah, it's rough. It's the Straits. It's not so bad. I mean, it's cut through there hard, but it's pretty stable because it's super shallow. There's only there's a trench there, kind of a trench right in the middle of the Straits, but most of the rest of it's pretty shallow, so it doesn't get too bad.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term
Max Velocity, I like him too. I showed just a clip of his little whatever it is, the tornado car that he has, and he fucking copyrighted me on it. I mean, I took it down, but I took a strike on that. And he wouldn't. I sent him a message saying, "Hey, I'll take it down. I apologize. I gave you credit for it. It was literally a 15-second clip, but he never responded."
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
The Wall Street business.
That's why I don't like fucking YouTube that much, man. That's stupid shit.
Approach to the nation's economy. When you see energy coming down, like I brought it down, gasoline coming down, that brings everything else down. It's so much bigger than any other factor. When gasoline gets to be $1.99,
a gallon. Everything comes down. The donuts come down.
It's not max velocity. Who is that? Who does that fucking tornado-proof car?
Comes down, and it's coming down much faster than anybody can even believe.
I don't remember. That was like 2 years ago.
Matching November's basis gas and used car prices both declined. Core inflation increased 0.2%. Overall inflation is cooling, but steep grocery and rent prices keep pressure on household budgets for now. On Wall Street at the close, the Dow was off 398 points, and Nasdaq down 24. The S&P
Reed Timmer, that's it.
lost 13. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew.
Eggsy's right.
Analysis at townhall.com.
I mean, that thing is fucking cool. I mean, I'd love a vehicle that I could drive right into the middle of a tornado. It'd be pretty cool. I mean, technically, nothing's really tornado-proof, but just the way that's built. Oh yeah, it's funny if I look behind me, it's actually a lot brighter because I'm facing east right now. Here, let me flip the camera real quick. You can actually see how much brighter it is behind me. Skyline. I think that's why it looks so much darker early. I'll pass the camera. Look out the back window there. If I can just turn around. Okay, I guess it's not going to do that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can still see the sky's still pretty bright behind me. So is that dude's lights. He doesn't like that I'm only doing 3 over the speed limit.
This is why I have life insurance for my wife and 4 kids. The best place to get life insurance.
Yeah, something in the orange.
Because you can do it in 10 minutes. There's no medical exam, no blood test, just a few health questions. 10 minutes. You're covered. Your family is covered. You get $2 million in coverage for $2 a day. It's a 10-year term-life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking man. We don't like to talk about death in our culture, but everyone's going to die. You're going to die. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. ETHOS. Ethos.com/Slater. Rates may vary, billed monthly. Ethos.com.
I'll have to check out max velocity. I might not know who that is. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Super Jew. Wait. Fuck. I'm missing. How much time we got left? An hour still? Smell a piggy? Yeah, he is on my ass, dude. I'm only doing 3 over the speed limit. This guy wants to get around me, is what it is. And there's not a whole lot of passing zones here. I'm gonna switch it to somebody else because Mark Levin's been pissing me off lately. All right, there we go. Well, that's cool. I love guys that can do that, man. That's pretty awesome. All right, we're gonna listen to some Robert Gouveia. It's hard to do it whenever I'm door dashing because it keeps disconnecting every time I walk away from the vehicle. But yes,
Hello, my beautiful friends. What an amazing day it is. Welcome back. I hope that your week has been unfolding oh so beautifully well. We have a tremendous live stream planned today, talking about the Clintons and why they think that they are above the law.
Oh, yeah.
How dare
they
refuse a congressional subpoena? Well, they've done that. Now the question is, what are the next steps? We saw Bannon and Navarro have served prison time when they didn't respond to the illegally constituted congressional subpoenas. But now Comer is out saying he will bring this up for a vote in front of the House, and if there is a vote, the criminal referral will go over to Pam Bondi, and she can put it on her desk with everyone else who needs to be indicted. So we'll go through that and see some reaction to what went down today. We had Lauren Boebert out, you can see today, after the Clintons did not show up, and she was there front and center with the Bill Clinton picture that Epstein had in one of his properties. And so we got that exchange, and then, of course, some
one when he was in the hot tub with the young girl.
Also asked about it, and we are contemplating what, if anything, will happen. The Clintons released a big
even some of the Republicans will fold on that shit.
Blame everybody else for what they did here. And we'll read through that as well to see what they have to say. Then you've got some Somalia news because
you shouldn't have to put it up to a House vote to refer them for that either. I believe you could just send it to DOJ. Republicans are too soft, man. They're too fucking soft. Hey, Jacob, I'm on an hour delay with Robert, so
we'll break that down.
Forgot about the show, so this way it's kind of legit. I'm not really stealing from them. It's on an hour delay. So
the story that apparently Biden gave over to the Somalis, including debt.
Oh wait, are you?
$84 million.
Let me. Yes, you need a badge.
$84 million paid out to the Somalis.
Hang in here for a minute.
Whatever. So we'll go through that. We got a lot of shakeups at the DOJ. Apparently, some DOJ attorneys have resigned, booted themselves out, and we got an update and a clip.
There we go.
From a senator from Wyoming, all coming up. Then Supreme Court news. We had oral arguments today on the trans case.
Oh yes, come back on both sides for sure.
Of clips. Various judges and justices were there in the Supreme Court.
Somebody gave me a gifted membership in Jacob's stream earlier today. We were discussing some of the issues with Google Wallet still.
And we'll hear from Sotomayor and others on the battle with the T's.
I was trying to send him some Bitcoin, but he's got to have a wallet set up for me to be able to do it.
And so it's going to be a great stream. I'm glad that you're here and with us. Hopefully, everything
needs a Bitcoin purse.
Loud and clear. We're very glad that you're here. Thanks for joining us. Now, before we get into anything, we have to pause and pay our respects. The great Scott Adams, now up in heaven with our friends and family, saying from the president in memory, sadly,
the
great influencer, Scott Adams, has passed away. He was a fantastic guy who liked and respected me when it wasn't fashionable to do so. He bravely fought a long battle against a terrible disease. My condolences go out to his family and all of his many friends and listeners. He will be truly missed. God bless you, Scott. Here's a great photo of the two of them. And we remember, man, Scott Adams was a big part of my life personally. I was a comic book kid. I read a lot of comic books. I started with, a lot of the Garfields and then matured into the Calvin and Hobbes. And I read a bunch of other, Far Sides, big fan. And then I was also reading Dilbert, of course. He's the creator of Dilbert. And as a boy, I never served in corporate America, fortunately. But
Oh, no, well done. Rumble Wallet is completely different. It's only for Bitcoin. It's like a competitor with Coinbase, which is a Bitcoin wallet. I actually moved almost all my Bitcoin from Coinbase to the Rumble wallet. You're able to donate, small increments of Bitcoin to streamers, and Rumble doesn't even get a piece of it. It goes right in their pocket. It's cool because it's not affiliated with a bank, and the government can't touch it, and Rumble can't even touch it.
Our respects to Scott Adams. He posted a final message today. He said this, a final message from Scott.
I use Google Wallet too for something, for some electronic payments.
Things did not
as long as there's no fees.
A few things to say before I go.
That's how I get paid on DoorDash, actually.
I'm of sound mind as I write this. January 1st, 2026. If you wonder about any of my choices for my estate or anything else, please know I am free of coercion or any.
That's my stock account, Jacob.
I promise.
It's one I use to monitor the chat with.
Many of my
on a different
Christian
device.
friends have asked me to find Jesus before I go. I'm not a believer, but I have to admit the risk-reward calculation for doing so looks attractive. Pascal's wager bill. So here I go. I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and I look forward to spending an eternity
not
with
using
Him.
my own
The part
to do
about
it,
me
and
not being a believer
to do a gift. I literally don't lose any money on it. I like 3 cents per gifted thing, so it's kind of like free advertising, to where I can get you guys into any premium streams I do, because you got to do 5 to 10 hours of premium streaming every month. I usually save that for that, like those scanning streams at night that I don't even, I'm unattended at.
So I donated myself to the world, literally speaking the words out loud in my otherwise silent home. From that point on, I looked for ways I could add the most to people's lives one way or another. That marked the start of my evolution from Dilbert cartoonist to an author of what I hope would be useful books. By then, I believed I had amassed enough life lessons that I could start passing them on. I continued making Dilbert comics, of course. As luck would have it, I'm a good writer. My first book in the useful genre was How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win Big. Great book. That book turned out to be a huge success, often imitated and influencing a wide variety of people. I still hear every day how much that book changed lives. My plan to be useful was working. He says, I followed up with another book, Win Bigly, that trained an army of citizens how to be more persuasive, which they correctly saw as a minor superpower. I know that book changed lives because I hear it often. You'll probably never know the impact the book had on the world, but I know, and it pleases me, while giving me a sense of meaning that is impossible to describe. My next book, Loser Think, tried to teach people how to think better, especially if they were displaying their thinking on social media. That one didn't put much of a dent in the universe, but I tried. Finally, my book, Reframe Your Brain, taught readers how to program their own thoughts to make their personal and professional lives better.
Actually, I'm going to download these audiobooks
how much positive impact that book is having. I also started podcasting a live show called Coffee with Scott Adams, dedicated to helping people think about the world and their lives in a more productive way. I didn't plan it this way, but it ended up helping lots of lonely people find a community that made them feel less lonely. True. Again, that had great meaning for me. I had an amazing life. I gave it everything I had. If you got any benefits from my work, I'm asking you pay it forward as best you can. That is the legacy I want.
That's cool.
Be useful, and please know I loved you all to the end.
Nice goodbye letter from Scott there.
Which is a heavy thing to post, of course, and he was very useful. I got a lot of utility from Scott, so mission accomplished, my friend. JD said, Scott Adams was a true American original and a great ally to the President of the United States and the entire administration, and he broke ranks back during 2016 in a way that rattled a lot of people in the intelligentsia over there on the left, and it was formative for many people to say, oh wait, persuasion, and Trump is smarter than everybody? Nobody was saying it. My prayers go to Scott and all who loved him. We lost one of the good ones, but we'll never forget him. And so, my friends, if you are of the simultaneous sipping variety, you don't do that here because it's Scott's. But today, we'll pay our respects. Grab your beverage. Together, we take one final simultaneous sip here on behalf of our friend Scott Adams.
He used to do a simultaneous sip on his coffee
May he rest
with
in
Scott
peace
Adams.
up in heaven with our friends and family. We will be reunited again, but not yet. Thank you, Scott, for everything. All right, so my friends, thank you for that. And if you're a Scott Adams friend, thank you for joining me in the sip.
Yeah.
It's been a tough year, man. Lost some very important people this year. I know it's a new year, but like in the last 12 months, it's been tough. All right, so shout out to our friend Scott Adams. Thank you for that moment with us. All right, now, let's get into the business of the day. Because we got business to attend to. And here it is. Contempt of Congress. That's the next step for the Clintons. You see, the Oversight Committee had already sent them a subpoena to bring their butts down for an interview today, and they didn't show up. They sent a big fat letter over to Congress, both of them, not even original. Hillary copying Bill Clinton. They just signed their names to the bottom of this. We'll go through it and see how ridiculous it is. But you see, Bill also signed the same thing. They were supposed to be there. They didn't show. Now Comer said Bill Clinton seems to think he's above the law and refused to show for his deposition today. So GOP oversight will begin contempt of Congress proceedings against former President Bill Clinton for his failure to appear before Congress after a historic bipartisan subpoena. And this is going to create a very interesting split here, because many Democrats voted literally to subpoena Bill Clinton. Now Bill Clinton didn't show up. So when this comes for a full contempt vote in front of everybody, will they stand by their original stance? Will they demand that the Clintons come in?
And even some Republicans won't, I guarantee you.
Expediency and say, well, actually, we didn't really mean it. We approved the subpoena, but in hindsight, since they didn't show up, we're not going to really hold them in contempt or push this down to criminal charges. So Comer, of course, came out today after they refused to show. He was flanked by a bunch of people who recognize they're in Congress, including Andy
This guy's gonna fucking
Arizona,
gun his fucking gas.
and
Keep me from getting around him. What a dick.
with the Epstein painting of
And he
Bill.
flashed his
Maybe that's
brights
why
at me.
Bill
What a
didn't show up,
dumbass.
'cause he's like, oh gosh, I hate that painting. Here's what Comer said in response.
Some people can't stand that you get in front of them.
Excuse from Bill and Hillary and see how that will hold up once they get indicted.
I think everyone knows by now Bill Clinton did not show up. And I think it's important to note that this subpoena was voted on in a bipartisan manner by this committee. This wasn't something that I just issued as chairman of the committee. This was voted on by the entire committee in a unanimous
That's
vote
right.
of the House Oversight Committee to subpoena former President Clinton.
Are you going to pass him and slow down? What a dumbass.
Hillary Clinton's supposed to show up tomorrow.
What a fucking idiot,
We'll see
dude.
what happens there. But with respect to the former president, he did
How are you going to pass somebody then slow down?
One reason I think most Americans want President Clinton to answer some questions is because he visited the White House. Jeffrey Epstein visited the White House 17 times while Bill Clinton was president. I've been in Congress 9 years. I think I've been to the White House 9 times in 9 years.
Wow.
Epstein was in the White House double the amount of time that I was under one
Wow,
president.
that's a big number.
And then we know that Bill Clinton flew on Epstein's plane somewhere around 27 times after the presidency.
Where are you going, Bill?
Accusing Bill Clinton of any wrongdoing. We just have questions, and that's why the Democrats voted along with Republicans to subpoena Bill Clinton. Not a single Democrat showed up today.
Cowards.
Not a single Democrat. The ones that have press conferences on the Capitol steps and talk about how they're trying to get justice for the victims and all that. It just seems like they only care about questioning Republicans. And we've had a former Trump cabinet secretary, Acosta, in for a grilling. We had Bill Barr, former attorney general, in for a grilling. But for whatever reason, President Clinton didn't show up, and the Democrats on the committee don't seem to have a problem. This is the amount of preparation that went into this deposition today. These are the questions that we were prepared to ask. We've communicated with President Clinton's legal team for months now, giving them opportunity after opportunity to come in, to give us a day, and they continue to delay to the point where we had no idea whether they're going to show up today or not. I think it's very disappointing. As a result of Bill Clinton not showing up for his lawful subpoena, which again was voted on unanimously by the committee in a bipartisan manner, we will move next week in the House Oversight Committee markup to hold former President Clinton in contempt of Congress.
Let's go. All right. So once that happens, then this should presumably go right over to Pam Bondi, and it should be the easiest case in the world. It's literally on a silver platter from Congress with a picture.
She'll fuck it up somehow.
Here, Pam, all you got to do is take it and run. We've got all the documents. We got the subpoena. We got a hearing scheduled, and when the hearing was scheduled, he did not come after order to by the subpoena. So it's pretty cut and dry. So she can take it and indict. And of course, we saw that this happened previously before. It's not a new pattern. It's not reinventing the wheel here. We saw our friend Viva. He did the math on it. He said it took Merrick Garland, Joe Biden's attorney general, the old Pam, 3 weeks to indict Steve Bannon after he was held in contempt of Congress. So will Congress, first of all, even get a vote on it and confirm contempt? And then secondly, will Pam do anything with it? Because it's going against the former president. Prior to Trump coming in, Garland imprisoned Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro for months. They were not former presidents, so Pam is going to have to find some oomph in there to bring this forth, but
she ain't got it.
Viva
She got no.
3 weeks. That's all it took. So we should have like indictments.
She's
like,
fucking useless so far, man.
Hopefully for both of them. And Viva took it and dug into it. Let's see, Hillary Clinton. Oh, he did the math somewhere else. 3 weeks. Okay, so he did the math. Great. And let's take a look at the letter from Bill and Hillary because it's ridiculous. And they're just trying to talk about anything except this. Bill Clinton writes this. All right, James, we want to take a moment, given everything, to address you directly. This past year has seen our government engage in unprecedented acts, including against our own citizens. Here we go. People have been seized by masked federal agents from their homes. People, do you mean illegal aliens? Their workplaces, illegals, and the streets of their communities. Their communities, those are our communities. They're here illegally. Students and scientists, the students and the scientists here with visas permitting them to study and work here have been deported without due process. And we've covered these cases many times. You don't have a right to be here. You're on a visa. You're here as a guest. You're not entitled to like a jury trial before your visa is revoked. And if you're going to come into our country and import with you all of your foreign conflicts so you can come to our universities, we want our students to be learning actual things, not engaged in your foreign conflicts, being imported here along with the rest of the fraudsters and everything else. So, no, we don't want them here. So they don't get due process. They're here on visas. That's all more or less discretionary. It's not a mandatory constitutional right that is being violated. All right. So the people who laid siege to the Capitol, oh, you mean the patriots who were out there protesting a rigged election where the CIA was literally colluding with the Joe Biden campaign to deliver talking points before the debate, talking about that one? They have been pardoned and called heroes because they are. Agencies vital to the country's national security have been dismantled because they're not vital. Universities, media companies, and law firms have been subjected to threats to their funding, access, and licensing unless they made concessions or surrendered their right to constitutionally protected free speech. They're not entitled to a contract and federal benefits with the government. That's not an abridgment of their free speech. They can go speak freely. They don't have to get funding from us for those things that are in opposition to the current administration's policy. American troops have been deployed on the streets of our town and cities. Thank you, American troops. The Justice Department has been used as a weapon. No, it hasn't. What, with James Comey lying to Congress? The DOJ has been the victim of a judicial coup that has instead been stopping them at every turn to pursue their political opponents. It's Rich coming from his party. Now, and most recently and searingly, here you go, an ICE agent killed an unarmed mother only days ago. An unarmed mother, she was armed with her vehicle. Yeah. And she tried to hit it. She did hit it. With it. In case you missed it, Bill. So every person has to decide when they have seen or had enough, and I guess Bill is what's in, and are ready to fight for this country, its principles, and its people, no matter the consequences. So for us, now is the time. We are lucky by virtue of the positions we held, Hillary and Bill, and the protections afforded by them, but we are not blind. I believe you. Every day we see the country we have dedicated our lives to improving. Do you mean just funneling money into the Clinton Foundation and then abusing the Haitians after earthquakes, things like that? Is that your idea of improvement? As chairman, James, you have immense power to target anyone, just like Liz and Benny did, and subject them to closed-door interrogation and more. But they were okay when they were doing it to every single J6er and every ally of the Trump campaign. The decisions that you have made and the priorities that you have set as chairman regarding the Epstein case, says Bill, have prevented progress in discovering the facts. But the facts speak for themselves. You subpoenaed 8 people in addition to us. And this is a good point, by the way. You dismissed 7 of those 8 without any of them saying a single word to you. Yeah, that is interesting. How come they fired all these subpoenas out and then actually we don't actually need you? You made no attempt to force them to appear. In fact, since you started your investigation last year, you've interviewed a total of 2 people too, which we heard Comer talk about, but pretty important people. Bill Barr and Alexander Acosta. Alexander Acosta is the guy who approved that ridiculous sweetheart non-prosecution agreement to Jeffrey Epstein back in 2007 that exonerated 4 other co-conspirators, the 4 other women who were named in the actual NPA and have never been prosecuted since. 2, a legal analysis prepared by 2 Democrat law firms provided to you yesterday says your subpoenas are invalid. We'll find out. You claim your subpoenas are inviolate when they are used against us, yet you were silent when Trump said the same thing barely more than 3 years ago. Again, this is so dumb. Trump was invoking presidential immunity. Trump was saying, hey, I have free speech. I'm also allowed to effectuate, as the sitting president back on January 6th, I can talk about a rigged election. He has free speech to do that. He actually has a duty to make sure that there is no undermining of free and fair elections to execute the laws. And if you're executing the laws and the laws are enabling fraud, the president has an obligation to speak out about that. That's all Trump was doing. Same thing with the classified documents. He took the boxes while he was still president, so he made the move while president. And even if you don't even like that argument, you can say, well, by virtue of moving them into personal possession, that was the president executing his prerogative and his power to declassify them or mark them as presidential records or whatever. But he was the president when he did it. Hillary was never the president. She was Secretary of State when her emails were evaporating like a cloth. Remember that? And Bill I don't think he's invoking presidential immunity when he's trying to get out of claims that he's a PDF file who was floating around with Jeffrey Epstein on his airplane. Are you going to say those are within the outer bounds of the presidential prerogative, Bill? Is that what you're going to say? He might have a point about Epstein's visits to the White House.
That was pretty cool. That truck covered in lights.
Executive privilege. You can't come after me for that. But all of those other times that he was traveling around, that was in his personal capacity. Trump was not invoking a defense based on anything that he did personally. They tried to say that.
And 235 here.
But they lost. He's the president again. So their stupid law firm obviously can't even make that point. But we call on you to release that analysis to the public so we can see how dumb they are. All the while, you have done nothing with your oversight capacity to force the DOJ to release all the files. So putting it back on Pam. Now, over the last year, in the House, extending health care for Americans in any state succeeded only because enough Republicans joined the Democrats. What are you talking about now? The fact that the public and we are seeing any of the DOJ Epstein files is only because 4 Republicans joined every Democrat to reach the minimum number to force the vote. They voted overwhelming. There was one person who voted no, and it was Clay Higgins. Everyone else voted yes. So he's talking about the procedural precedent before that happened. Even now, despite the DOJ and their failure to follow the law, you have chosen not to consider subpoenaing sitting Attorney General Pam to follow the law. But Congress is considering a special master right now. Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna are saying, we want the DOJ to be divested of the documents, give it to some independent, neutral master, and then that person can be the person who actually discloses it to us, which may happen. Despite everything that needs to be done to help our country, you, James, are on the cusp of bringing Congress to a halt. To pursue a rarely used process, it's not rarely used, ask Peter Navarro or Steve Bannon how rare it is, designed to result in our imprisonment. Well, that is true. This is not the way out of America's ills, and we will be forced to defend ourselves. So, bringing Republicans and their cruel agenda to a standstill, while you work harder to pass a contempt charge against us than you have done in this investigation, would be our contribution to fighting this madness. So we're going to stand in the way and fight back against you because we're so brave. We have tried to give you the little information we have. We've done so because Epstein's crimes were horrific. If the government didn't do all it could,
then why were you with him so much if his crimes were so horrific?
To investigate?
Why were you down there so many times there, Bill?
Still there. All right, it's coming, it's going. We're fighting it. The sneeze almost took us out today. All right, indeed. Bringing the Republicans' cruel agenda to a standstill. We're giving you some information because we don't like Epstein either, but you are just continuing to mislead Americans. Instead, you have forced the victims to relive their painful experience, blah, blah, blah. You accepted the least from those and
you created those painful experiences,
and so to answer your inquiry, we are providing you with the same or more than 7 of the other 8 individuals that have already given you statements. But here's our information. It's more than theirs. Now, we expect that you're going to say it's not enough, dear James. We expect you'll reject it. You may even set out an empty chair or stand in front of the cameras and dismiss what we have provided. We expect you're going to try to hold us in contempt. You may even release irrelevant, decades-old photos that you think will embarrass us, like that painting of Bill on the couch. Gross. You will say your caucus
in a
and
blue
the
dress.
speakers and the president are behind you 100%. We hope, perhaps in vain, that they will not follow or allow you to single-handedly hijack Congress. Now, you will say it's not our decision to make, but we've made our decision. We're not showing up. Now you have to make yours. This is pretty aggressive. Pam should take this as indicia of intent, of course. Now, we are prepared to make our case. Like, it's very adversarial. It's very aggressive. It's a big F you to Congress. Okay, that's fine. You're flagrantly violating the law then. We got it. Importantly, we will also defend ourselves in the public arena.
Yeah, because they truly believe that they're untouchable, and I think they probably are.
For most people, maybe even the bulk of Congress, today will be the first they learn of this.
Comer better be careful he doesn't get
We are confident that any reasonable
Hillary
person
or,
will see that Bill Clinton is innocent. James, you're a bad person. Continue to pursue auto pens instead of penning laws that Americans need.
Well,
we're on the other.
I don't know if that's actually what happened, though.
Continue to abet the dismantling of America. You will learn that it takes.
I think it was made to look like it. I'm sorry.
Americans have built over 250 years. Yes, you were so integral to that process, Bill. Thanks. So Bill and Hillary send a letter over to James Comer. He says we're going to be instigating or initiating very quickly contempt proceedings because these are the messages that Bill is not worried about. Decades-old photos that are seeking to embarrass him. Comer said, well, here they are. You're right, Bill. This is about right and wrong. Epstein's survivors deserve justice and answers. Refusing to comply with a bipartisan subpoena, duly authorized in our investigation, is unacceptable. And remember, no one is above the law. There's Bill over there. And yeah, that one too. Just having a good time. Does he think he's a boxer? What is this? Yeah. Was he beating her? I don't know. All right, so that's Bill. And we got some reaction on this. Here's another question that Comer got saying, did you actually read that letter that we just read? It was pretty painful to read. We had to do it, though, because this reporter was going to call us out if we didn't. So we did. Here's what Comer had to say in response.
Mr. Chair, just to be clear, did you actually read the letter from the Clintons?
I'm sorry?
Did you read the letter from the Clintons? And so...
Which one? There were multiple letters, and we read them all.
Their appearance today.
And we read them all. There were multiple letters. We read them all. And I think the story here is the Democrats voted to subpoena Clinton. This was not a Republican stunt. This was voted on in a bipartisan manner. And there, by the way, and nobody showed up. Go ahead. Let me just add to this. There was communication from the committee to the lawyers back and forth for at least continuously for at least 6 months. And they never said they weren't going to show. They never said they thought it was unconstitutional. They never exerted privilege. There was communication constantly, and every indication that we had was that they were going to come on in and he was going to answer questions, which is why both parties said we would like President Clinton, former President Clinton, to come on in to answer these questions. And he chose not to. So yes, there was plenty of communication back and forth.
Well, he could have came in and pled the fifth.
What is your plan with that? Are you pressing for the release?
Well, first of all, let me say I subpoenaed Pam Bondi. I don't remember Jamie Raskin or Elijah Cummings or anyone ever subpoenaing a Democrat attorney general of their own party. We subpoenaed Pam Bondi for the documents. She started producing the documents. Then Congress voted for the discharge petition to send another message, and we all voted for that. They are sending documents. They sent a big batch. The Democrats were unhappy. They said there weren't enough redactions, so now the DOJ is going through trying to make sure they redact everything. So from my standpoint, the Department of Justice is cooperating. They are turning over documents. We would all like for them to turn documents over quicker. But at the end of the day, they are complying. President Trump is answering your questions about Epstein. He's answered them over and over and over again. Who we haven't heard from is Bill Clinton. And I stated why.
And where are the Democrats? There's no Democrats standing out there being asked questions by the media. It's just the Republicans who've been consistent on this. The Democrats like to talk a lot about things until they realize, they're implicated in those things. In this case, it is a cover-up. The people on their side, Stacey Plaskett was texting with Jeffrey Epstein in the middle of a congressional proceeding. amount of time that Epstein spent with Clinton while he was president and post-presidency. So I don't think it's out of line for former President Clinton to come in for a bipartisan subpoena and sit down and answer questions. So thank you all very much. All right, so they, of course, did not show up today, and we'll have a vote for contempt. We'll see what the Democrats do on this one. Will they join in with the Republicans? They're the ones out there screaming, accountability, accountability. They voted for the subpoenas. Now the Clintons didn't show up. Are they going to stand by their original posture on this? Here was this dude who was on the J6 committee, I believe, as well, now having to cover for Bill.
Today the Clintons announced that they will not be following the subpoena with the House Oversight Committee. What is the caucus's reaction to the Clintons' decision, and what's the path going forward?
I don't think there's any oversight Democrats here, but that's a decision that obviously we just saw. Republicans continue to distract from the American people. They continue to want to focus on,
hey, dum-dum, Democrats voted to subpoena Bill. It was bipartisan. So how can you just sit there and blame Republicans now?
What doesn't matter. This is the same group that said for months they didn't want to release the Epstein files and that nothing was there. And so now they want to embrace this and political points with testimony. That's a decision for the Clintons to make. But House Democrats are focused on, one, the administration carrying out the law to release the Epstein files, no matter what they say or who they name. But scoring political points and bringing people in for testimony, that's just something that House Republicans want to do.
You guys voted for it. Also on the Oversight Committee, the Democrats were on board with it, so don't blame the Republicans. We know better. So here's Andy Biggs. He's running for governor in Arizona. Hopefully he wins and beats Katie Hobbs. But here's what he said when he was walking down the halls of Congress after Clinton refused to show.
Hi, Andy Biggs here. Just walked out of the Oversight Committee deposition scheduled for former President Clinton. He chose not to come today. We issued a bipartisan subpoena. Every Democrat and every Republican on that committee voted to have him come in and testify before us in a deposition just to answer questions because of the frequency that Jeffrey Epstein visited the White House when Clinton was the president and also his flights. But they chose not to come after the months and months of trying to accommodate them and a bipartisan subpoena. So we hope that they'll respond to the contempt citation, which will be voted on next week.
All right, next week we'll vote. We'll see where it goes from there. And then Pam Bondi can take it, and hopefully she assigns it to a prosecutor who doesn't get immediately disqualified by some federal judge somewhere. So here is Tim Burchett. He also had something to say about this today.
I like Tim Burchett.
On anything else, we're good. What's going on in there? It's all off the record. You can't talk about it. So, but I will say that it was bipartisan. The effort to bring Clintons in here, it wasn't a partisan effort. I think that something needs to be made clear. And there's been questions surrounding the Clintons since cocaine dealings in Arkansas. I mean, it's just a history of this bunch, their corrupt nature. So I think at some point we should have justice and we should bring them in. But I just don't think they got the guts to do it.
What do you think of their argument that they have been complying with the investigation? And this is really just can you say that at the mic? And that
why weren't they here? Why weren't they in there? Anybody else in America would be shamed to the point of coming in. But the Clintons have just been given they've just given a pass. And that's
even Hunter Biden showed up.
Yeah. Anyway, thank y'all.
Yeah, we need some dadgum justice here in America. You're right about that, Tim. All right, so one of the best U.S. attorneys you've ever had set your eyes on, who's getting ready to prosecute the former President Bill. Right, Mike?
President Trump is open
support the program, and if they do, how long to extend the program so they can continue to stay. Now, nationals who do not have legal status other than TPS that would allow them to remain in the U.S. should use the app. Download the app, hop on there, and just say, I'm Somalian. Follow the instructions. It's like TurboTax. Just follow the prompts to report their departure from the United States. The app is safe. It's a secure way to self-report. And it even includes a complimentary plane ticket. Look at that. Even $1,000 stipend and bonus for getting out. And the opportunity for future potential legal immigration if we decide to have you back. But otherwise, it's time to go. Okay, temporary status means temporary. You're not here permanently and forever. And so over at U.S. CIS, Citizen and Immigration Services, they also updated their alerts. They said, boom, here's a new one. On January 13th, Kristi Noem decided to terminate TPS for Somalia. And what's interesting about this page is they have a list of this battle that's happening with other groups. So, for example, the Hondurans. Remember the Hondurans? They said, your country's fine. Go back to Honduras. You're going to be fine there. Well, what happened is somebody sued, and a judge stopped it from ending. And they write, well, the judge did so even though we've already won with 2 other groups in the U.S. Supreme Court in similar cases. So the lawyers are just suing. So the idea that this is going to actually go into effect on 17th, that's going to be a stretch because some judge somewhere.
I may do.
This is.
I'm gonna raid somebody when I get to the Green Springs facility.
See, that was Honduras.
Then I'm probably gonna grab a bite to eat.
They nuked. But the Paul reversed the decision, even though on this issue, Nicaragua
for a couple hours.
TPS doesn't matter. Some judge reversed it. This one, Northern District of California.
I can get up.
They say we vehemently disagree
even with minimal sleep and take care of that. It's just an eye appointment.
Ethiopia got canceled
at the VA.
Canceled. South Sudan canceled. Venezuela, that was gone a while ago. And of course, now the Somalians can go back home. They love their country so much. They send hundreds of millions of dollars over there. They change our flags to represent their flags. All they do is talk about Somalian food, Somalian culture, how white people don't have anything, and how diversity is our strength, and how they're leering each other left and right all over the community.
They're leering each other.
Somalia, since there's such an economic advantage for their existence. So that is what is officially happening. Fox News is totaling the numbers up. I wish these numbers were a little bit bigger, but they're not. But here, it's going to impact thousands. Several thousand Somalians are in on this program. And
no, there's one right here in Toledo. It's a clinic. It's a very nice clinic.
Sources at
it was only built about
told Fox News
10 years ago, so it's relatively new.
Somali nationals currently here under TPS.
No, I don't have to go. I mean, my main medical center is in Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor's closer than Cleveland, so they go by distance, geographical distance.
Track down $9 billion that was stolen.
The one in Cleveland's a shithole too. So
that's 600 Somali nationals.
They do give you a choice too. If you're willing to want to drive a little bit further, it's up to you. And then you can actually can claim the mileage.
We're expecting another 1,000 people to come in any minute now to join in on the grip. Now that this is not going to happen,
I've done it several times up in for
has been doing chain migration.
Ann Arbor for appointments like certain types of radiology, like CT scans or stuff like that. They do up in Ann Arbor. I've had my last colonoscopy was up there.
All get ripped off, and then they send hundreds of millions back to their home country. So footage from the encounter, of course, we talked about Good and her death after she tried to ram an agent with her vehicle. All of that to say that Biden additionally apparently handed out almost $90 million to this community for housing assistance. The DHS or DH.
I imagine you would probably have one closer to that.
Urban Development said that they paid out the Biden people more than $84 million in ineligible assistance over to Minnesota. Who got the money? 100 dead people. 500 dead people. Documents reviewed by the Post. Now, HUD has been looking into the billions of dollars that have been stolen, and a most recent review found $84.6 million in erroneous payments, potentially, that were made in fiscal year 24. $496,000 in improper assistance to 509 dead people. $250,000 shelled out to 20 people whose social security numbers couldn't even be verified, non-citizens. Maybe a veteran could get some of that money, but no, it's got to go to some foreign invader. So Biden's HUD failed the people of Minnesota, said Secretary Scott Turner. They were paying dead people while vulnerable families were left behind. The gross level of mismanagement and failure to safeguard the American taxpayer is unacceptable. Tim Walz ran away like a coward, without any accountability at the polls.
And most medium-sized cities like Toledo and stuff have what they call a satellite clinic. It's actually pretty large. It covers most of the different. It's got optometry, it's got dental. It just doesn't have. It's got basic radiology, but it doesn't have like CT scan, MRI, that type of thing. No emergency services. It does have a somewhat of an urgent care, but
165,000 were taking funding that exceeded the threshold for the region.
Rumble stop strips.
A large concentration was also doled out to housing authorities in New York, California, and Washington, D.C. And if it's bad in Minnesota, what do you think is going on in California? Minnesota, at least you could argue, has the remnants of a second party there. California has been a one-party state for a long time. And when you have that, there's zero accountability because all the people are stealing to feed their constituents. No accountability.
Even the Republicans that won, other than Reagan, in
abuse of dollars. $49 billion
in California have been very lefty. Schwarzenegger, he's very lefty.
$3 billion coming from HUD for rental assistance. It's like
he's the big old rhino.
Our country is so broken. We're paying people to live, eat, healthcare, schooling, everything, and it's not even our citizens who are getting all these benefits. Past audits also say states are just not auditing, not checking. It's a giant scam. They all belong in jail. So now we're asking about the shooting. They'd all much, of course, rather talk about the shooting rather than this massive fraud. A shooting that was instigated by ICE Watch and these anti-ICE maniacs who would prefer to have pedophiles running around their country. But here, story from MS Now.
Wilson,
MS
he
Now
was
is
too.
like the
the last true Republican
has
been voted there, I think, was Reagan.
All sorts of sources inside.
Yeah, Wilson
all
was horrible.
Leaked to him aggressively, which is why he gets these scoops. So he reports at least 4 leaders of a Justice Department unit that investigates police killings have resigned in protest because of how they're handling the shooting. The leader and middle section of the Civil Rights Division have left their jobs. They're frustrated. They say Harmeet is not investigating the shooting of Renee Hood, and the criminal section of the division would normally.
Yeah, we did get a few things. Bills.
Okay, how the one over there, more glass over there.
What the hell is this?
Time one.
What time?
1.
Well,
Looks like
he must have ended his stream.
40 right now.
Anyway, I got to hurry and pick some steps up and all the grass.
Alright.
Yeah. It cut off. Because I was an hour behind, but he was still streaming when he ended it. Popped over to another stream. So let's see if he's going over to his. He's only got a few minutes. 3 minutes. Fuck that. Not even going to look for it. I'm only 3 minutes away. I'm coming in from a different angle through town, so we're gonna. Brights. Damn it! I hate it when people rude like that. Oh, is Mitty live? Yeah, I'll go live again if I decide to DoorDash after getting a bite to eat. I'll just drive home. I'm going to do some more dashing later on this week because I pretty much took care of a lot of the IT work that I have. I did a lot of it from home today. Prepped a bunch of computers and shit. Oh. I guess we'll listen to Mark Levin for the last couple of minutes here.
Now, just call American Financing today. They'll lay it all out for you. They'll show you how much you can save. 888-900-1820. They're there right now. 888-900-1828. That's 888-900-1828.
The right rear of my truck is making a weird noise whenever I hit a bump, so I'm going to have that looked at. Yeah, because I didn't take the freeway, so I pretty much took country roads all the way across. Actually, I think, yeah, I'm going to miss it. This brings me in right by that Dollar General right before you're in town.
The military is about to get involved in something, and they are. It's important we're paying heightened attention. Anytime one of these Islamic regimes is slaughtering people, it's important that we have heightened attention. So much of this terrorism that we have faced is funded by and fueled by Iran.
Islam has
been in our hemisphere.
I can't find another one. I'll just do
Iran. Also Qatar. It's funny you haven't heard Qatar. Iran, have you? No.
I don't think it's a squeak like in suspension.
Iran, including the neo-fascist right and the Marxist Islamist left. And of course,
is that a cop sitting there?
Give you the rope-a-dope, much like Joe Rogan. Well, I can understand both.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter. We do hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates.
I marked them on the map.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/news right now to try for free.
All right, let me switch over to figure out who I'm going to raid here.
Get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com.
Investigate it, but they're bad, so they're resigning and they can go. That's fine. The departures, including.
Well, hang on. I need you to jump into be in here for the raid. I appreciate it if you will. Is Robert still? It says he's still streaming. I don't think he is though. Well, maybe he is.
That of the chief of the section, as well as
No, he's done. Who's this? The Quiet Part Pod? Uber's pulling up, dropping off a new client, looks like. Oh, this is not. I got to do it from the browser. I always forget. That was weird. That was weird. The guy just drove right through here. I was coming around again. Oh, they take them 24 hours there. 24 hours. Ooh, Owen Schroyer. Let's see if he'll take raids. I don't know. I think I've tried him before and he doesn't, but we'll see. Oh yeah, I mean, people need help at all times of the day, you know. And a lot of times, if you wait too long, they don't make it till the next day. They use one more time and end up dying, you know. Oh yeah, it's gonna let me. So we're going over to Owen Schroyer's page. All right, later, brother. Have a good night. Peace. Say hi in his chat.